Okay, so there's one more thing that you were looking for on this page, which is to reduce this big space between the bottom of the page and the footer. So again, if I hit right click on there and hit inspect, you can start to get an idea of what it's kind of taking up the space of these things. So if I look at the footer itself, you can see the blue is all the space that it's occupying. And then here we get to footer widget area column 1, which I had just modified this to make it wider so that that border at the top would take up more space to match up with the margin. We're also seeing that there's a lot of green above it, which is padding, and then the orange on the outsides is the margin. So you can see that matches up with this diagram in the bottom right. So this is your actual element. This is the padding around it. There's no, I guess the border would be on just, there's no border actually on this element. The border you're seeing is the bottom of the element above it, and then there's a margin on the side. So what we could do is get rid of the padding that's above it. So if I open up my style bot again, go down to edit column and do footer widget area padding top 0 pixels. So it went from being, I think, 30 down to 0. And now we could probably also look up here, see what, so there's something up here with a margin on the bottom. So again, I could see the classes here. Now, post 398 is a little bit too specific. I think this is probably going to only be on this particular page, whereas page is a class that is going to show up on every single page. And I mean, a little bit of that is just kind of from knowing WordPress a little bit. So a little bit of it is kind of being able to pick up on, you know, I'm going in here and I know I'm looking for the class that matches up with this item, and knowing I want this change to happen on every page. So again, I'm going to actually tag these as important. Important. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it and move it over here to our simple CSS. And I'm going to say here, comment, changing spacing between the body of the page and the footer. Boom. And here you go. Save that. Go back to the page and refresh it. And here you go. That space is smaller. You're still going to see a little bit of a space because of that edit button. But if I log out, so now I'm not logged into the site, you can see that that is a lot nicer down there, not such a big jump. If we go to other pages, you can see there's not as much space here. And as we move around, it's a lot smaller gap in that section. Great. Hope this was helpful.